to create an emotionally safe space. We all want to feel that workplace is our second home. On that positive note, I now turn it over to Dr. Suveen, who will be facilitating this program. Dr. Suveen has about 12 plus years of experience in training and counseling. We would like all participants to come on camera if that's possible.
Hi, Madhuri. Uh, Thank
Good
you for
evening.
inviting. Good evening. All right. Okay, I think gradually people are joining, and there will be more number of people, but I guess the people who have joined first, they should always feel like they're getting something extra. And that extra can be maybe a simple question, or maybe a little better introduction, or maybe an opportunity to introduce themselves, or to get to know me better, or maybe about the program and anything. So, everyone, my name is Suveen. I've been a psychologist for a decade or so. I have had the opportunity to work with the different international organizations. Currently, I'm working with Immometrics. And today we are going to discuss more in detail about employee counseling. So I'll tell that gradually. I'll promise I won't make it boring, so don't worry about it. It's not going to be a regular traditional webinar. It's going to be very interesting. I'll ensure that your 50 minutes and 60 minutes are worth. It's a promise, regardless of the experience that you carry in your professional experience. ठीक है. Little bit of request I would have. I know that if you are attending this session from the comfort of your home or maybe office, if you're still one of those people who have a lot of work and you're still winding things up, then I would request you that if you can keep your camera on, I'll get to know you, will get to know me a little better. The attention will be better, and engagement will be better. It'll always be nice. Anyone who can turn their camera on, please do that. I couldn't be happier. Sometimes being alone on the camera makes me feel lonely, so I just feel happy if there are more people doing exactly the same. So yes, and the common Zoom hygiene that all of us know, and Zoom hygiene is as simple as it says camera on, mic off, camera on, mic off. That's what people talk about, most of the time. Uh, ठीक है. So the participants number will keep increasing. So I won't, I think we have 23 or so for now. So we'll get started. Madhuri, with your permission, if you say I can get started with the core content so that these are professional people, don't want to take a lot of their time, just like that.
Perfect, sir. We can get started.
ठीक है. Wonderful. So yeah, and I'll keep requesting the same thing. Not that I'm a brand ambassador of camera or any particular Mac camera, but I always believe the moment you turn your camera on, things change. Like attention ability, being a psychologist for so many years, I know the more communication door you open, the better attention you have. It can be visual, auditory, text, in any which way that you want. So it's always nice. So if you can turn your camera on, please do your camera on. If you can't, if you're traveling somewhere in between or maybe not appropriate place, perfectly all right. No problem at all. ठीक है. I'll make it communicative too. सिर्फ मैं ही नहीं बोलूंगा. I will also offer you the same chance to ask questions in between. And don't worry about it. There are no rules like other webinars. You can ask me questions anytime that you want. You want to pause me, hold me, perfectly fine. I can restart, resume at any point of time from anything. So it's not that you can only ask question in the end. You can ask question anytime that you have. Following the very simple, you know, technique on Zoom, you can raise your hand, digital wala hand, so that you don't get tired. If you keep raising your hand, you're like, when would my turn come? So in case you have questions, you can raise your hand, and I will happily come to you. I'll take your questions, and I will try to give the answer as best as I could. If I know the answer, great. If I don't know the answer, I'll find someone who can give you the answer, but I will find the answer, no matter what the question is. ठीक है. So we have a lot of people, Veena, Ofita, Nuskuddin, Dr. Shrini. Marketing, a lot of people. I think even 30% to 40% people turn their camera on. It's amazing. It's going to be a day of celebration apart from a day of webinar. But let me get started. So let me set the expectation first. What it is, kya hai ye webinar, what can you expect out of it? So that once you know, कि, अच्छा ये काम का है या नहीं है? Is it something I was looking forward to? Or is it something else? So I don't want to burst that bomb in the last. I did not think this is not what I come here for. So let me discuss a little bit about employee counseling. You know what happened after COVID? Things dramatically changed. Uh, it's not that employee counseling did not exist before COVID. All the top organizations I know, they have been following this. But immediately there was this WHO ran a campaign in 2021 that there is no health without mental health. Well, people knew this. But when WHO says things are different, people started getting more aware. Yo, this is important. And then it dramatically changed. Apart from the top organizations, mid-size, small size, all organizations started seeking some help. Some organizations had their mental health center themselves. So they started reviving that. Some organizations started calling not just motivational speakers and life coaches, but also real psychologists without jeopardizing their employees' life or mental health. Well, that's when you must have seen, I'm sure if you're on Facebook and Instagram, आपने देखा होगा कि all of a sudden it's the counseling and mental health is flooded. Never seen it before. And it's always going to be a thing. Kuch kaam ka hai, something is there, something is not. Or something is very interesting, something very professional, something is social. So it's always going to be there. That's fine. I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the topics. So employee counseling. Let me start with the start cake. If you go and check Emo Matrix on the self-help section, there's a very powerful statement says, help starts with yourself. When you're going through a difficult times, the first person who is nearest to you and easiest available to you is you. No one is as easiest available to you or nearest as you. Second most important person, I believe, when it comes to workplace, who are the nearest and easiest available, HR people. They are the one who can bring immediate support. That's why when we ran the program called Mental Health First Aid, most of the participants who joined were the HR professionals. They just wanted to be an instrument of help. There has been a lot of demand to an employee counseling. So counseling, everywhere you go, some people are talking about this and they're like, hi, kaam ka to have, it's not something that we wanted, something related to workplace. Something, the examples should be a workplace. The statement should be a workplace, the language, the tone, the delivery, stuff with the synergy has to be a workplace. We have created a program on employee counseling. I'll just want to give you a detailed walkthrough of topics, the reasoning. And I don't believe in too much slides. तो मैं slide थोड़ा सा दिखाऊंगा and then I will turn the slides off. I always believe that content is fine. We can discuss and we can figure out more. So let me share the slide quickly and then we'll get started. So it's a program that you have in the counseling program, certification program, or employee counseling, basically designed for professionals at the workplace who have a lot of people interaction. They can be managers, they can be HRBP, they can be other leaders or the people officer, everyone, and who have a direct communication with employees as somewhere they are responsible for overall growth, especially employee wellness. So a little bit of description here. This slide is very important for you, and I want you to take a very, very good look at this, and you should know what it is. So let's discuss a little bit about this. When it comes to business problems, as a business professional, you realize that there's two problems. So organizational issues, either it's a business issue or people issue. There's two issues that we have. If this is a business issue, is can be issue with products, strategies, surveys, marketing, customers, some fundamental challenges, change management, and all of this. So if this is what one requires, if a company requires something like this, we as a psychology company, we offer them psychology consulting. But you know that, and we always know that people can make or break a company. So the importance of employee that they can make a company or they can break a company. That's why recruitment becomes so critical. It's not about hiring people, it's about hiring right people. And I'm sure you have learned a lot about hiring already. It's so important that you hire the right people. And even important, if you're lucky to have right people, are you able to take care of them? Are you able to keep them? It becomes even important. So when it comes to people problem, businesses think, usually it happens. So as a company, what would they usually think? So people, when it comes to business level problem, they say it's an employee problem, usually, right? This is what it is. They think the 50% problems in businesses are because of employee, other 50 because of businesses. So I would request others to put this on mute if someone is traveling, please. So you see, at a business level, business thinks it's a performance problem or behavior problem. For some reason, people are not performing right. They underperform a player, B player, C player thing, all the management thing we talk about. Or it's a behavioral problem. Something is not right. Something has to change. We need to fix things, rules, regulations, policies, all of this. This is how organizations see. So this is a business level problem that people think, the business think that this is the problem. Either the performance is the problem or the behavior is a problem. When you ask the same question from employee, what do you think the problem is? Oh, they have a different opinion altogether. So you know what? Either they have a problem in their personal life or they have a problem with their work life. Can be family conflict, relationship issues, can be addiction, sleepless night, regular health issues, they have anger issues, bad habits, or maybe at work problem, they have loss of confidence, they have loss of focus, loss of interest, lot of skills. So if you ask employee, they will usually say that this problem, that problem, there's two set of problem they have. But now, if you ask a company like us and a psychologist like us, what do you think the problem is? Well, either it's emotional level problem, psychological level problem, or intellectual level. Imagine you have an employee who have been performing amazingly good for 2 years. All of a sudden, their performance dipped down. Maximum the people do, they put their own PI. Go there, figure it out, what happens. As a psychology company, when you partner with us, we're like, interesting. So is it why certainly things change? Person is the same. He was the same person who's been performing here. The same person is here. Something had changed. Instead of asking those a direct question and interrogating employees or asking, ask, is it the emotional level problem that you have? The emotional level problem, you understand, can be loneliness, can be sadness, can be heartbreak, can be relationship issues, or this can be psychological problem, cognitive issues, stress you have, anxiety you have, addiction you have. Or is it intellectual level problem? Everything is fine. Emotional wellness, perfectly fine. Psychological wellness, absolutely fine. There's a lack of intellectual wellness. The kind of work that I have, it requires a lot of focus, and I don't have focus, so I make a lot of mistakes, a lot of escalation that I have. It can be intellectual problem, can be focus, can be memory, can be cognition, all of these ability. So all of these problems can be, separate issues. Instead of saying that, oh, your performance is not going good, I'm putting on PIP, either you do it or you're out. If you dig deep, probably you can save an employee with the 2 years of experience, that too local experience of company, who can tomorrow turn out to be one of the most valuable employees. It's very possible. That's where the importance of employee counseling comes. Why employee counseling? Because people can make or break the company. This is critical. I see the most of the organization pay so much attention, so much money on hiring people. Not too many organizations pay a lot of attention in keeping people. And recruitment is a cost. All of us, all of you who've been in HR and leaders, it's a huge cost. It's like I'll plant a tree, but I won't do anything to keep that tree. It's fine. It takes a lot to plant the tree. That's where the employee counseling comes. I'm lucky enough to have been working with the organization for more than 10 years. And I can tell you that instead of when people plan the business expansion, they immediately start hiring. The first thing they do is let's hire a new set of people. Nothing wrong if you are looking for a different set of skills. My question is, if through counseling, even the 10 to 15% of performance is improved, it's amazingly well. If your same people can do better job, why to add more people? It's that simple. Same people. Now, motivation has been a topic that we have been talking about, but I'll give you more details. So just wanted to say, any question you have so far? Just wanted to set the tone for the importance of employee counseling. Tell more as and when we talk and you ask more questions. Then I'll move the second phase of topics. What are the topics that will be covered in employee counseling? And then third thing, Madhuri and the other people will say that how you can enroll in the program later on. But let's start from this phase first. That any question you have related with employee counseling that you want to ask at this stage, you can simply raise your hand. You have your Zoom, and you can simply click on this, and I'll come to you in between if you have anything. Meanwhile, I can continue. Once I notice you have anything, I'll happy to come and answer. And we can also keep checking the chat in case somebody has any question on chat as well. So that's also works. ठीक है मधुरमा, you have any question? Should I move forward? ठीक है, fine. All right, Shrutika, Ananya, Magleen, Amita, any one of you have anything at all? Harsh, Mono, Veena, any question you have so far, understanding the employee counseling? Or yes, Varun, do you have anything? All good. Thank you. ठीक है. All right, perfect. So now let's move forward to when it comes to employees, is the personal life and professional life. We have made it super simple, for you as an HR professional, even if you don't come from a psychology background and all. Super simple. That set of personal problems, set are the personal problems and the professional problem. There are two set of problems that you have due to which the performance always dips down. And these problems are, so we have picked up more than hundreds of day-to-day life situations. Here, metrics. We have people coming almost every day, every day, almost 50 to 60 counseling session that happens. And when we tap those things, we realize what are the most critical issues. If we can address those, just like 80-20 thing, most of the problems can be addressed. So these are the topics that we have covered. So personal life, one of the things that devastates an individual is relationship issues. All sort of. Can be family relationship, can be romantic relationship, can be relationship developed at work, can be relationship outside of work, can be relationship not planned. It can be all sort of issues. There is a movie Up in the Air. I recommend you must watch. George Clooney, if you have already watched. He says the relationship is the heaviest component in life. It's a very beautiful example. He says, ki, imagine you have a backpack and start putting things in that backpack. Start with the small things and then start putting your studio apartment, this relationship, that relationship, everything. Just put in the bag and then feel these stripes in your shoulder and try to walk. He says it feels heavy, isn't it? So this is what we do in our life on a daily basis. We weigh ourselves so down until we can't even move. And mind it that moving is living. No matter who we are as a professional, how successful we all know for the fact that one piece of broken relationship shatters us like anything. Just can't pick up yourself. I've been saying it for 10 years, and I can tell you, I've seen people who inspire 1,000 people out there. In company, other people look up to them and say, oh, I wish I had a lifestyle like her or him. Or they have no idea what's going on. They are the shattered people themselves. The relationship is the heaviest component one can wear. You prioritize when it comes to personal life issues, relationship on top. I'm sure. Has anyone learned Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Have we seen that? Can we see you see that? The physiological needs, by God grace, our guardians have educated us. तो उतना तो कर लेंगे खाना पीना. Physiological needs is not a problem now, especially for educated people. They'll figure their life out. After physiological, then you have security needs. By God grace, if we work hard, we focus on career, manageable. We all kar lete hain. But one thing that breaks all of us, regardless what kind of success we have, is a belongingness. I'll give you two beautiful words today, and this will help you. It's called loneliness and solitude. In both situations, you're alone. But you enjoy in solitude, and loneliness hurts. So when you leave the world, you're in solitude. When the world leaves you, you're lonely. And you know for the fact that a lonely heart cannot have 100% at production. No one can. So you will see employee clock in, clock out every day. Like, kya ho gaya isko? Lot of session, lot of motivation. I don't know when no one is a relationship on top. All sort of relationship. That's personal life issues. Maybe when it comes to employee counseling, this is the first thing that we have done. Then we talked about family conflict. Some people are lucky to have that partner, love language. Everything is so nice, but oh, they had a love marriage. Still, their families don't talk to one another, and a third person have jumped in. And there is the things between sisters and brothers and this. And even if it looks picture perfect life from outside, they only know what they're dealing with. Worst, they can't even tell anyone. It's too personal and private. A lot of power. We, as an Indian, India is a country of emotion. We are emotional people. There's no shame in accepting it. If we are supported by family, we can do magic. Or we are divided by family, we shatter into pieces. So, a family issue is another level. I doubt, and this is a fact because none of us have perfect family. The only person who has perfect family are the ones who can lie. That's it. Everyone else has family thing. And so we understand that if somehow we can fix those, our employee will not come half-heartedly. They're so much divided into these issues. No matter how important they think the work is, they just can't pull themselves together, no matter how hard they try. And of course, they cannot share with their own boss and manager because you never know what happens in corporate. Who will use your truth against you what day, or you have no idea. So the people believe the safest place to keep the truth is secret. No, I'll not tell anyone this. I'm fine. This is happening. They don't have that safe environment. They don't know. But you imagine you being trained on employee counseling, not necessarily being a therapist to someone, but you understand so much so that if something is broken, you can fix it so that someone can move forward for another day. Trust me, people will never forget your contribution that you have shown to them in their worst time. Best time, we all do. You gifted someone something. In fact, when you fight, you see, you say, "Oh, I did this for you. I did that for you." So, did I ask? You did it for yourself. Very easy to forget things that you do for people when they're happy already. When they are in bad need of it, you do things they never forget. It says that people can easily smile among any with anyone, but they can't cry before it. They need someone very special. It takes a lot. So I think being sensitized on employee counseling, it can be an amazing thing that we can do. It's the same family conflict. Then you have hardship and money problem. That's always been there. These are the typical issues an employee have. And I promise you, interview 100 of employees, you'll find at least 80% of them falling under these issues. Then you have addiction and health related. There are employees, no matter how hard they try, how much motivation they have had, how many reasons they have of working, they're addicted to something they can't help. They have continuous health issues they can't help. Last is loneliness and longing. Everything is fine. They have family, but family is just a crowd. If you don't belong to there, they don't belong to you. Right? You have good relationship, doesn't matter at all because not everyone who is alone is lonely. Not everyone who is together is different altogether. So I see that, especially the employees, the ones who invest a lot in the company, there is a good chance they leave out the personal life. I just wish, and we just wish as a psychology company that, even if there is no mental health department, if they have someone to reach out to, can we talk just for 30 minutes, please? Or you have no idea that 30 minutes can be life changing for someone. Might not mean much to you, but it might mean world to someone, especially if you're trained. You know how to handle it. So these were the typical reasons we put these issues in personal life. Now let's talk about a professional life. What are the issues that weigh them down and they probably would need counseling? Work life issues they have is loss of motivation, right? So you know that one fine day, so we call it M level. So what is the motivation level? You imagine, somebody asks Zig Ziglar, does motivation really works? I says neither does bathing. That's why I ask you to take it daily. Uh, this is how it works. Bathing also doesn't work in summer, mein tum not even maybe one day. In winter, it might works 2 days. But do you take it daily? You eat daily. You don't say, "Oh, I've eaten today. I won't eat anything." Is that all right? No. But you tell me, putting the hand on your heart, a day with motivation and day without motivation, how does it go? It's magic. Just magic. Question is, nobody cares to scientifically explain motivation and make it a model of science. People pick it randomly, just like if you get a chance to learn positive psychology about Dr. Sullivan, you will love his theory of happiness. He says that there are three ways you can be happy. Well, science of happiness. The life of pleasure. You can please yourself by small things and you can stay happy as long as you want. But who can do that? People who have resources mostly. So let's say if I have a heartbreak today and I want to cry, is it easy to cry on bicycle or in Mercedes? Mercedes sounds a better option. Bicycle पे रोने में भी मजा नहीं आता. Idea is it's called life of pleasure. You can keep pleasing yourself and you can stay happy. But what about those people who do not have enough resources? How are they going to be happy? And how those people are happy? That's called life of engagement. There are people, they're so much engaged in what they do. They don't need things to please themselves and be happy. Engagement itself gives that happiness. Example, artist. When a singer sings, They can have a tears of ecstasy. The dancer dances. Scientist. Have you seen a scientist when they go to cafe day and they're like, oh, what a life I have. Oh, when they have that breakthrough of research, this is when you see them, one of the happiest moment of their life, called life of engagement. But what about those people who don't like their work? What about those people who feel like, kahan fas gaya? I'm trapped or what? This is not what I wanted. Can they be happy? So they don't have life of pleasure because they don't have enough resources. They don't have life of engagement because they don't like what they're doing. Can they still be happy? 100%. That's called life of purpose. And don't take it philosophically because science says that purpose of life, so I repeat more articulately, the purpose of life is to have a purpose in life. So as long as you have a purpose of life, you have the purpose of life. But don't worry about the purpose of life. People discard everything. Where is that the? You got to have a, if you have, that's enough. As long as you have a purpose of life, you'll find your the purpose of life. It's that simple. Dr. Sullivan says that, who's a father of positive psychology, that it's fine. You will never have a life where you will not have at least one of these stages. Either you will have a life of pleasure where you can please yourself and be happy, or you will have a life of engagement where you have so much in the world. You don't care कि खाना खाया ही नहीं or if coffee you don't care. Yeah, your mom care and other people who love you, you don't care. That's why you see when you're enjoying that happiness from elsewhere and someone says, please have dinner, please have meal, you get irritated. Why are you just doing it for you? Because they don't know positive psychology. That's why. If they knew that there is a thing called life of engagement, they will, oh, she's already happy. I don't have to disturb. Three things. Life of purpose. Imagine the students who prepare for IAS and IPS. Do you think they have a lot of money for life of pleasure? No, students don't have money. Oh, do you think that they really engage and enjoy, they study for 18, 19 hours in a packed room? What do they have that keep them happy? Life of purpose. One fine day, crack the exam, be an IAS, and all pain won't matter. That keeps them driving. So the question is not how to have all. The question is, can you have one? Done. That simple happiness is, if you learn psychology, you will realize what it is. Art of happiness we already know because we are Indian. Spirituality is our base. Science of happiness, yes, is beautiful to learn from elsewhere too. So yeah, just telling. So when it comes to work, loss of motivation is first thing that we notice. We believe as long as someone is motivated enough, and there are a million ways. It's not about how to get motivated. The idea is how to stay motivated. And this reminds me of one of my professors of psychology. She used to say a beautiful thing, and I think you will also love it. She asked once, "What is a guest?" Yeah, the guest is enjoying maybe Sunday's guest. You have a cup of coffee, or you're watching TV, or this is what a guest. Maybe you're having popcorn or blah blah blah. Fine. So you think people who are in hospital in a bed for 3 months, they have a popcorn, they have a drink, cold drink, and they're watching TV. They're those are not rest. Like the change of status is rest. So when you have been walking and you want to sit, that's rest. When you have been sitting and you walk, that's rest. When you have been sleeping and you're awake, that's rest. And you must have realized this in the winter time. Sometimes night are so long, you just wish ki subah kab hogi. Change of stages of status is rest. That's simple.
हमारा वो के पास है जो हाँ
So
छोटा वाला
now let's then you have stress and anxiety, most common. There's a beautiful insight since you have joined here. I'll tell you the difference between stress and anxiety. So stress is what? Stress is a natural response of a challenge. So if there is a challenge presented to you, you will get stress in a layman term. For example, if there are people who have been trying to join this Zoom meeting, for some reason they are not able to join because internet कम है या फिर कुछ ऐसे हो रहा है. For some reason they're not. They'll get stressed if they really wanted to be a part of it. अभी क्या करूँ? Can we connect with the phone or can someone do something? Then if they have an intelligent kid at home, hey, why don't you do this? And then look at it. It's that simple. So stress is a natural response to challenge. Challenge came, stress came, challenge is gone, stress is gone. So now your Zoom is working like, oh, thank you. But what about anxiety? Anxiety is when you don't know the challenge. Let's say, for some reason, your Zoom is not connected and you don't know why. Internet is fine. Your mobile phone is fine. You have done all the checks. It's still not connecting. You got a call from someone 2 o'clock in the night, someone known to you, saying, hi, actually, I wanted to talk to you. This is very, very important. And their phone got switched off. Anxiety. You don't know what the challenge is. So you can't control. So when you don't know what the challenge is, you naturally control. So sometimes you convert anxiety into stress and then you solve. I'll give you an example. So there are a lot of web series I would recommend you even naturally that you should watch because the better you understand human, trust me, the more you understand people, the easier it is to live with people. The less you understand them, the more difficult it is. So the idea was there was this guy, he was about to deliver a presentation. He was very, very stressed out, thinking, how do I present? There were a lot of people, I'm not prepared, a lot of things. He was literally stressed. Very good scholar, literally. He had a friend as a psychologist. He said, I understand. See, I'll not give you advice. You should get nervous. अच्छा वो सर पे क्या हुआ? यहाँ पे क्या चोट लगी आपको? कहाँ पे? There's something here. I think you should go and see a doctor. This is not a good sign. I haven't seen this before in you. Yeah. And that person throughout the presentation kept touching this forehead. You know, when that person came, say, a presentation went well. Acha, where do I have to go? Which doctor? He said, what doctor? You said there's something wrong. I said, there was nothing wrong. You weren't necessarily stressed about something that did not matter to you. I just divided your stress. You're fine. That's simple to manage your own emotions. And that difficult that you could spoil entire presentation. It's that simple. So this is what it is. Then you have managing failures. I mean, come on. The only job you do at a job is you do a job. So every job is a project. There's the initial stage, mid stage, and there is a result. And most of the things fail that we know. Fine. If you cannot manage failure, you know what's going to happen. It's very difficult. So we have cherry picked these issues and we haven't broadened too many issues. Very simple. That even if you're able to help your employees, your top 10 problems, or you're a messiah for many of them, at least a few years in their life. See, when you see people happy, you feel happy. When you know that you are the reason of their happiness, or you know how you feel. Well, that feeling is matchless. No incentive, no promotion will bring that. Best, that person will come in the best, will bring the best self every day. And you know, when you bring the best self every day, oh, the work that you can do in 20 days, you can finish in 5 days. It's that simple. Most of the time, we don't fight with the things outside, we keep fighting inside most of the times. So when you're divided inside, you cannot be united outside. It's very difficult. It just happens. So people always wish and want. We talk about, workplace harassment, and goes without saying. Now, I'll give you a very plain view to this without attacking on one thing or the other. So people are people. In psychology, there is a subject called dark psychology, understanding the darker desires of people. very important topic in dark psychology is called manipulation. All of us have a brighter and darker side. Anything that gets activated takes over our personality. Question is, same person goes to temple, goes to mosque, are different. Same person is exposed to something that can activate their darker side. Same person. So there's no such thing as a good person and bad person. It's a good in person and bad in person. What do you want to activate? You want to activate my dark side? Oh, I'm animal. Any day. Ask anyone. Or you want to activate my bright side? I'm a scent. What do you want to ask? It's not difficult at all to understand few things. And then if you're a psychology student, well, you can easily manage. Either psychology student by education or by choice, doesn't matter. As long as you understand human behavior. Simple. So we understand workplace harassment. And I think this understanding of learning a professional counseling can just put a magic to this. This is what I would say. And then low performance in the last comes. So everyone has seen that time, right? Time when we start encashing our best days and best contribution in company because we can't do anything now. So we all have had that leverage or unfair advantage of what we have contributed. We all have that high and lows. Low performance, again, when it comes to, so if you understand psychologically, everything is divided into three parts: emotional, psychological, intellectual. Three wellness that you need to focus. So there are top 10 topics that you have in this program. It's a beautiful program, I would say. I'm positive you will be able to help others. Well, first thing, you help yourself. And it's a beautiful feeling. And it's for a lifetime. You're like chalta filta psychologist. You can help anyone anytime you want. Sometimes one piece of your advice can be masterpiece for someone. You might have forgotten, they will never forget. So it's an amazing thing. And I'm so happy that you took time to at least understand what employee counseling is, the importance of it, what are the program topics that we can cover. We have few people here from Emomatrix. They might tell you more administrative things. If you want to be a part of this program, happily. I myself will be conducting. I used to conduct a lot of programs, ballet, but now I don't do many because of the time constraint. But so I'll tell you some, secrets that what happened. So a lot of psychologists we were discussing who should conduct and if conduct. So when we realized that most of the psychologists that we have, they're very renowned, gold medalist, MPhil, PhD. Well, not too many people have this blend of understanding corporate and understanding psychology. Or people recommended I should do this. So though it'll be after a long time, but I would love to see you if you happen to be a part of that session. It's going to be Saturday and Sundays. We have kept the time late evening, 8:30 p.m. to 10 o'clock. It's going to be live session. And in case you miss, you will have recording for lifetime. Enjoy. A lot of questions I'm sure you have from your organization. A lot of question otherwise too in general too. And I promise it's going to be amazing. You will celebrate and enjoy everything that we'll have. So that's all I have, Madhuri, to offer. Any question that you have from any one of you, I'll be more than happy. And then Madhuri will take over from here.
Thank you, sir, for the phenomenal presentation and those wonderful insights. I don't see any questions on the chat. And we have created an employee counseling WhatsApp group on which we will be posting some details regarding whatever we discussed on the timings, and we have live sessions on Saturdays and Sundays. Anyone, if you happen to miss the session, you can always go back and watch the recording. As part of, welcoming all of you to the course, we are also offering a skill program which is going to come complimentary to you. And if we happen to enroll in March, we get a flat discount of 5,000. So we look forward to seeing you in the program. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. I am always available and happy to help.
Thank you, Madhuri. Any questions for me, team, and anything at all that you want to ask technically? I'll take a leave. Meanwhile, I think these guys can help you.
Yes. Uh, Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
This is Hari here.
Good evening. Hi, Agi.
Thank you so much for the session. I should say that psychologically you brainstormed this. It
Oh,
was very good.
thank you.
So I have one question that
Ah,
when someone, an employee or someone comes to us and when they break down and cry, at times even before listening to what they say, I feel like the first thing we should do is to address their cry. So when
yeah.
someone comes, sits and cry, what is the first thing we should do to console them and stop them crying?
Okay. So there's a lot of things, So I would do the first thing I would say if I were you, Agi, I would continuously asking, it's okay. Please don't cry in as a softer voice as possible so that my voice heals, not hurts again, because that person is already hurt. But I would want this voice to be registered in his mind or her mind. It's all right. Help is here, just to talk away, right here, as soft as possible. But if that person continues to cry no matter what, I will allow it. But I'll continue, keep trying to register that help is here. Now, if that person is, when it comes to workplace, gender thing, is a male, and I think uncomfortable, I can also maybe uh, put my hands on the shoulder, ensuring it's a good touch. If this is a female, maybe I wouldn't do that, but maybe I'll soften my voice even more. Now, it's very, very important to understand not everyone who needs help needs solution. Sometimes people just need validation. Or I know what the problem is, so I know what solution is many times. So that's the beauty of listening to them because you will realize, okay, ah. So sometimes it happens, and you will say people come, they'll cry, they'll go, they're fine. Like, huh? They're fine. I nothing to be done. Nothing to be done. It's very. This is what I'm gonna do. If I were you, say female candidate, I'll continue to register my voice in her mind as soft as possible. I'll use, may I can do a lot of things though. This was the first thing. I can ask question and try to deviate. I can try to normalize situation because sometimes when things look big, you have to make it small. For example, if someone had joined, let's say a female candidate has come and I know that I can't offer that warmth and support, Vase, you say, that's all right. Okay, I'm sure you have a reason that you're crying so much. Usually I haven't seen people crying so much. There must be a very, very strong reason. Now, this does a psychological magic to them. If they actually have a reason, they'll cry a little more. If they don't have reason, itni bada reason nahi, I don't know why I started crying. So when you say something, the mind is always active. Mind keeps filtering all time the information. So you try to see that, yeah, I'm sure you try to validate without them seeking validation and say that I'm with you. It's fine. And don't worry. If the door is open and it's okay to shut the door, then I will shut the door too, just for them to give a sense of security. It's all right. Don't worry. I'll not allow others to come and talk. In between, I'll not move. I will fix my entire body language, you know, as gently as possible so that it doesn't turn out to be staring or something. So I got to be extra careful because someone is ultra sensitive in that moment. I'll maintain a proper distance, but not too much, not too close. A lot of things I'll say. If I have glass of water, I will offer, but not immediately. Not immediately. People get irritated. You imagine I'm crying and you're thinking, hey, do you want to take water? No, I don't want to take water. I just want to cry. I came here because I thought you understand and you're the only one who can help. People get irritated. So if you feel, if I have that face tissue, maybe I'll offer that. Or sometimes, if it's okay, I can offer support. Why do you want me to do this? Do you want me to do this? Because sometimes the questions takes the emotion. So questions are terminated. It can terminate the emotion. So you ask a question and the emotion is terminated. So you'll say someone is in the momentum of certain emotion and you ask a question like what? And the emotion is gone. So the multiple things that you can do. Well, one thing that you can continue to do is a language of assurance without even knowing what it is. Just like doctors do. Speak a language of assurance all time with a confident body language. So, yes, this is what I would do.
Fine, thanks. Thank you so much. And one last question.
Uh-huh.
To be on the safer side, ethically, is it allowed to record both video and audio of the session? And by
With
any chance,
consent.
will that, pardon?
With consent, you can. If they
Yeah,
allow.
that's what. By any chance, will
Yeah.
that hinder the person from venting out his emotion?
Naturally, it depends. It does. It does. Many times. But there is always a proper way of putting it. This is what I teach people in counseling sometimes. Sometimes I say, ki, I'm not sure if your life is going to turn around today, but I positively promise you that things will never be the same after this. We're going to discuss a very specific issue about you, tailor-made for you. So I'm positive a lot of the solutions you're going to listen to you today will continue to help you, but there is a possibility you forget. There's a possibility you come back to the same situation. You might need me immediately. I may not be there. Do you want me to record this session for you and give it to you too, in case you want to go back and watch it again? Now they have a purpose. There's a good chance that they might say yes. Otherwise, they won't. So people can say yes to anything. The question is it for them or against them?
Okay.
If it's for me, anything you say. Against me, no. Even if it looks it's for me. That's how we are as individuals.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions, technical questions that you have? Usually my session gets extended. I'm sorry for this. It just happens all time. The question is student is asking is performance counseling comes under the role of counseling? Yeah. Performance counseling 100%. It does. It also covered by coaching a lot, like ICF has been ruling on this. Basically, ICF is performance coaching, and then the performance counseling comes under this 100%. Because again, performance, you understand. If you want to understand what it is, it's very easy to understand by understanding what it is not. Then you get black and white clarity about things. So you see the fundamental of performance. What is performance? What do we call? What are the key components and the pillars? And what do I mean the word pillar? Pillar means if I move that away, this should not work. If something is working without that, means that's not a pillar. That's anything but a pillar. So I think the key component can be, and counseling is a vital for it. Because everyone wants to work. People always have a reason to work when they join a company, when they come to office. The question is a reason enough? So when people choose to work in a company and choose to leave, it's not that. So decision is always weighing. If I have more reasons to stay and then leave, I leave. If I have more reasons to leave than to stay, then I stay. This is simple. And then people are like, why are you leaving? I gave you this. I go, yeah, but there one more reason added to it. So I'm leaving. Sometimes that's simple. So if there is a, I always wish that just the way, and this is my heartly desire as a psychologist, it's just the way in India 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there was no clear HR system. It was just admin, HR, finance, training, sab ek mein. And later on it all, I just wish and deeply wish that one day there shouldn't be a company without a mental health department. It just shouldn't exist. Not by force, but by choice, the company. Because who doesn't get hurt every day? Who doesn't get motivated every day? You purely function in motivation. That's why emo matrix, the name itself is emotion matrix, complete. How emotion function in different environments of life. So psychology में भी पढ़ते हैं हम कि all psychological problems start from emotional. So emotional, psychological, then it comes to neurological, and then physiological. That's how the problem travels. Yeah. All right. Okay, then. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll take a leave, Madhuri. Over to you. It was a lovely meeting. Yeah, I always enjoy, and it's nostalgic for me. It's like my old days back because this is what I have done long time. So now, back to you guys. Over to you, Madhuri and Sarfaraz, the other people you have. Thank you very much, everyone. Please take care. Hope to see you soon.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Should you have any questions, I have posted the WhatsApp group link and my contact details here. Feel free to reach out and I'm happy to help you sign up for this program.
Hello, hi everyone. So this is Sarfaraz. I'm very happy to see you all here. Such an experienced and wonderful professionals. I hope